Thank you, President. Here's yet another bill to fix yet another Labor-Liberal uniparty immigration failure. Australian lives are endangered as a result. This is one reason, just one of many, that people marched in their tens of thousands across Australia from north to west to south on Sunday. And then we have the Labor, Greens, Communist coalition smearing, denigrating everyday Australians for doing so. This bill comes about as a result of the poor planning and forethought by the Labor government and the coalition previous to that when in government. Poor planning of allowing unregulated, unsuitable, dangerous immigrants into Australia without adequate screening as to suitability to enter Australia. Murderers, armed robbers, paedophiles and contract killer. The current visa process that has seen mass immigration into Australia of excessive unsuitable migrants is a clear policy failure by the Albanese Labor government. Having failed to be accepted as genuine refugees and being denied protection visas after multiple assessments, the government had found that there are difficulties in deporting those people. We told them that. The coalition told them that. Many of these criminals have reoffended in the community. Again, murderers, armed robbers, paedophiles and a contract killer. Around 280 people, those criminals released as a result of the High Court decision in NZYQ, will be deported under these provisions at a rough cost of $1 million per head. That's how much we're supposed to be paying to Nauru. The Australian government has entered into a 30-year contract with the government of Nauru to accept deportees from Australia who are not allowed to remain in Australia. How about we don't bring these people in the first place and focus on prevention and protection of our country? It's been speculated that about 1,000 people may be deported to Nauru over 30 years at a cost to Australia in excess of $1 billion. How about we don't let these people in the first place? This bill is intended to fix this incredibly expensive mistake by the Uniparty, who failed the Australian people by allowing criminals, rapists, murderers and paedophiles to enter this country. They failed to properly check the criminal histories and cultural suitability of would-be immigrants into Australia. That's what the people were on the streets about last Sunday, across Australia. Australians are entitled to be safe from the activities of those who are criminals, the scum of society, who wish to bring their ideas of hate and acceptance of violence into our mostly safe Australian society. The Greens, whose behaviour and beliefs fall well short of acceptable standards, would welcome these poisonous people into our country. Australians want these criminal non-citizens gone. We demand that all immigrants have in-depth checks done as to their history and suitability to enter Australia. The existing processing system has failed us repeatedly. We have not been kept safe. We've been exposed to violent criminals. And what has the Albanese government done to date? It has lied to us as to the numbers of unfiltered migrants entering into Australia, with mass immigration continuing to occur. Last year's estimates of net immigration were in reality exceeded by around 200,000 people. So not only were the numbers extraordinarily high in the forecast, but they were exceeded by 200,000. Previous years, the excess was 280,000. We have had more than 500,000 people coming into this country, net migration in years. And what's Mr Albanese done? He has promised that the next year they'll be cut. Well, they were increased. Then he promised they'd be cut again. They were increased. The existence of this deportation option now means that at last there's a real prospect of removal from Australia of those released criminals, and may allow the government to rearrest and detain those people released into the community after the decision in NZYQ. All this has hinged on the contract with Nauru and the passing of legislation such as contained in this bill. It's not enough, but it is welcomed. I support this bill, which will go further in protecting innocent Australians from the failed immigration policies of the Albanese government and historically the coalition. I just want to go back to the protests, give people the voice in Australia. People are uneasy across Australia with mass immigration, not with migrants, with mass immigration. It's not about, the protesters are not about religion, skin colour or past nationality. They're about mass immigration. It's about numbers swamping our country. Housing, homelessness, record homelessness in our state of Queensland, from Cairns in the north to Coolangatta in the south. Every major provincial city in between, homelessness, record homelessness. It's about swamping the infrastructure. It's about swamping traffic. It's about swamping services like education and hospitals. It's also about mass immigration, because mass immigration doesn't adequately filter people. So it's about the quality of people. We want people who contribute to our society, contribute to our economy, who are productive from the moment their feet hit the shore in this country. Not send PBS drugs home, not sign up for welfare. Most importantly of all, the spirit of the country, the culture of the country, the cohesion of the country, the unity across the country. We want them to assimilate into Australia. Not to change Australia, but to be changed by Australia. We want people to fit into the country. That's why we've got to stop this multicultural rubbish. Multiculturalism prevents assimilation. It ensures that the past culture they've come from continues. And then we have a fractured country. I talked yesterday about this. Government has three roles. Three roles. That's it. Protect life, protect property, protect freedom. And stay the hell out of people's lives, but give them a secure environment in which to live and a free environment. We need to restore Australia, and last Sunday was the first step in that. People across the country, thank you so much for standing up. Thank you so much for reclaiming Australia. We want more. The Australian people need more. Thank you.